Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. We are back again with the new interesting video. Today we will talk about the man-made islands of Dubai, and also we will discuss the reasons that why they are still empty. The video will have a lot of interesting facts for you. So watch till end and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Let's get started. At the beginning of the 2000s, real estate developers thought that making land out of nothing off the coast of Dubai would be a great way to make a lot of money. The boom in real estate in the Emirates seemed impossible to stop. And there was a huge need for ocean properties. Most of Dubai's coast had already been built up. So, Nakheel Properties, a real estate company owned by Dubai's government, made plans to change the area in just 20 years completely. Several plans were made public between 2001 and 2006. When seen from space, the three different island projects planned by the company should look like palm trees. Palm Jumeirah, Palm Jebel Ali, and the biggest one, Palm Deira. Also, the world was talked about. Plans were made for different areas, such as low-density housing, high-density complexes, and islands that can be used for business. In a second phase, the world was supposed to be joined by the universe, an even bigger project. Plans were made to make islands that look like the sun, moon, planets in our solar system, and faraway galaxies. The Dubai waterfront was a huge project that was going to be built next to Palm Jebel Ali. The shape of these islands should be like an Islamic symbol called a star and crescent. And the building project was billed as the world's biggest artificial development project. The shape should also protect Palm Jebel Ali from erosion by giving it a hiding place. With these projects, most of Dubai's coast would have changed. On one side, the Emirate of Abu Dhabi starts, and on the other, the Emirate of Sharjah starts. In hindsight, it's hard to believe how confidently these projects were moved forward. But the islands were seen as prestige projects that would help turn Dubai into a major tourist destination. This would give a place that made most of its money from oil extraction new ways to make money. Now let's look at what happened to these big plans. Nakheel Properties first built the Palm Jumeirah in the year 2001. By itself, this project would double the length of Dubai's coast. In 2006, the reclaiming of the land was finished, and the first apartments were given to their new owners. Most of the houses are private on the palm fronds. Even though many big, expensive hotels were built on the breakwater ring around the palm, it is still safe from storms. While Palm Jumeirah was still being built, other plans began to come together. Dubai's growth rate seemed to have reached a new high point in the 21st century. The real estate market grew very quickly, and some high-profile projects were built, like the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. In September 2008, when the Atlantis Hotel on Palm Jumeirah opened, the whole palm was lit with fireworks. But the celebrations couldn't change the fact that Dubai was starting to feel the effects of the world financial crisis. Reporter: Dubai just spent $20 million on a party to open the Atlantis Hotel last week. The headline said, "Dubai has a party while the rest of the world is in trouble because of the economy." Reporter said, "The global financial crisis has hurt Dubai. Mega projects are in danger of failing, like the man-made islands off the coast. A lot of building sites are closed. As fewer people wanted them, the prices of the plots of land dropped quickly. And there was no more progress made on Palm Jebel Ali. In 2011, Nakheel Properties gave investors their money back. Since then, the project has been put on hold. The empty sand banks that go 7 kilometers, 4.3 miles, into the sea seem to have been forgotten. Behind the Jebel Ali port is where the palm. There are no cities near it. Most project planners came up with ideas that seem to vanish in a puff of sand. Land reclamation is not even close to being as far along as the Dubai waterfront. But images taken from space show that some islands already have a shape. This project has also been put on hold. Palm Daira is in a similar situation. Land reclamation had already begun, but it is still not done. In 2013, Nakheel tried to save this project by giving it a new name. Instead of making more land, the project was scaled back and is now just called Daira Islands. And there is construction going on right now. A mall, 2 high-rise buildings, and a shopping street are all planned. The World is the last one. Before the financial crisis, most of the land had been made, and many islands had already been sold. But the islands weren't developed any further because many of the investors who bought them had problems after the financial crisis. Even though there were more investments in new projects in Dubai after the crisis. The World project couldn't use this because people were less sure that investments like this would pay off. 10 years after the first announcement of the project, the World already seemed out of place in the present. Many people were worried about how long the project would last when they heard that the smaller channels between the islands were starting to fill up with sand. And the rising sea levels make this project more and more dangerous. In general, concerns about projects to clean up land were brought up. Residents of Palm Jumeirah complained about how bad their water was. Even though the breakwater is needed to protect the palm from erosion, it is harder for the tides to move as they should. And the water inside the palm stopped moving. Also, more attention was paid to environmental issues. The marine ecosystem changes when hundreds of thousands of tons of sand are piled up on a seabed that was almost flat before. Most islands are made of sand dug up from the shallow coastal waters of Dubai. And there are worries that this makes the soil along the coast less stable, which can cause the natural coastline to erode. Also, the soil along the coast is made less stable, which can cause the natural coastline to erode. Even though these effects have been known for a long time, it is getting harder and harder to sell projects that are bad for the environment. So, many projects started in the past few years trying to be good for the environment. More media attention is also being paid to how hard it is for migrant construction workers in Dubai to make a living. Still, there are plans for growth on these islands, and they are starting to take shape. At first, only one island had been made into a place to live. The villa was used to show off the project and get people interested. On Lebanon Island, the Royal Island Beach Club opened in the summer of 2012. Tourists can get to the club by boat during the day. But in 2014, the biggest project was announced. An Austrian real estate investor plans to build several projects on the islands of Europe. The Heart of Europe is the name of the project. The idea is to make something like a small version of Europe. With fancy hotels that look like they belong in Venice or Monaco. The investor plans to build a plaza on the Swiss island where there will be fake snow falling and several restaurants that serve European food. The project is currently being built, and only time will tell if it will bring the economic success that was hoped for. There are risky plans for building things up everywhere in the world. Some of them fail everywhere in the world. In urban development, prestige projects often play a bigger role than just making money on their own. This is because they can bring tourists to an area and help the local economy in many ways. Such prestige projects often serve as a source of national pride and a way to attract tourists. Or, they want to show the beginning of a new era by doing things like using new ways to build or break world records. If Dubai is criticized for making planned landmarks, the same should be said about other places. But it's still unclear how these projects, which have changed the way Dubai's coast looks, will be seen in the future. At a time when Dubai's growth is slowing down and when the ambitious dream that this city represents stops being built and has to be lived. So this was all about today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment box how much you like our videos. For more such type of informative videos, check out our channel and subscribe it. See you all in the next video. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.